up, guys? It's Van from Canadian Ophidiophile coming to you on YouTube. This is on episode 3. I told you guys I was going to do another video. Hope everyone had a great Valentine's. Mine was pretty much dealing with a flooded basement. Fun. My poor partner. Anyways, moving on to the point of this video. So, the last video that someone commented asking about how, let's see how I set up my animals, kept my animals. So it's kind of figured it's a good point. I do a couple of little things that are slightly different from some people. So I thought, why not have a good chance to show that to you guys today. If you just started watching for the first time, joining in, check out some of my other videos. Hit subscribe if you like, show some support, it'd be great. So, moving on to setups. Basically what I do is, I apologize beforehand if I come across as preachy. I love these animals. I love doing what I do for these animals, enjoying them and seeing them do what they do. I'm sure that's why we love reptiles and we love and enjoy seeing them do what they do. Part of that is taken away when you have snakes in tubs. In the rack system thing, I know there's always that debate back and forth, is it good, is it not good? Well, I got rack systems, yes. I'm guilty of it because of space. I want to have a certain amount of animals. I want to have to enjoy them, and that's the sacrifice. It's kind of a trade-off. But having said that, I'm not trying not to trade off as much the animal's other essential needs, and mainly stress levels. Now you're talking about an animal that's going to be set up in a tub that's bare bones, water dish, slidey piece of paper, newspaper, or paper towel, whatever you want to use. It's not going to feel secure because in the wild, and if anyone knows anything about snakes, they're thigmodactic animals, meaning in layman's terms, that means they like to feel touched. That means they like to feel touched, not by something, but feel touch. Anywhere they go, they always have to stay close to surfaces, like along a wall. You know, most times you always set traps for snakes if you actually have a snake on the loose along a wall. And sometimes you catch them on the open once in a while if you're lucky. You turn on the lights, bingo, they're there. But and come on, face it, guys, snakes will escape. If you're dealing with baby snakes, especially, they will escape. Sorry, and you will find them. But in any case, they generally tend to stick close to things, mainly because they're thigmodactic animals. That is for the security of them. So if you put them in a bare bones cage, just think about it. Like, you know, you got your, for example, I'm going to use a reference as ball pythons because it's, yes, I'm trying to make a point that if you plop your ball python in a tub and you say, okay, well, that's a room because they used to be in the little end of the tunnel, and you want to use that argument. Come on, guys. That's just saying you're happy just staying in your living room. Maybe you don't want to go outside and enjoy the world, and maybe your house is here, but that's like saying, but someone says you're just going to stay in your living room and that's your confined. Come on, you got to give them more stimulation in that. Like, you know, there's studies out there that is done about enriching reptiles' lives. We can do it too. So we can do more than just a paper towel and a water dish, basically. So this is where I get kind of preachy and just, I'm going to apologize, and I apologized earlier too. But so the main point is to reduce stress levels, because that's what makes them feel secure, giving them things to get underneath, not just to hide, but pretty much anywhere they want to pick based on the temperature gradient you gave them or a humidity gradient if you're giving them that. You let them do what they would naturally do in the wild. You will see a difference in your animal and how they behave. To me, it was night and day. When I started experimenting with this stuff, it was just like, wow, like blew me away. I started enjoying my animals way more because I started observing things about them way more because of the habitat I created for them. Basically, that's what you're doing. You're essentially creating habitat. So, enough of rambling on. I don't want to go on about that. You kind of get the gist of why I'm doing it. The other thing I do slightly differently is that I don't, I have it set up. I call it semi-bioactive. I don't do full bioactive because I don't have lighting in my tubs, so I can have plants growing and having the drainage layer and all that stuff, and then the falls bottoms. I don't have that in there. It's basically bare bottom tubs with dirt on it. I use peat moss substrate, leaf litter, branches. You'll see it. I'll show you a few videos here. So the thing that makes it semi-bioactive for me is that I do use isopods. Now, a lot of you guys are into isopods, collecting them. I use them to keep mold, any decay, any they even help with urates and feces sometimes. I notice lower levels since I've started putting them in a tub. It's almost night and day sometimes when I have a tub that hasn't had an isopod established colony yet. I'll do my weekly spot cleans, and I only do spot cleans because, again, I'll get into that. But the reason why I'll take them out from, I'll remove the poop once a week, right? I'll do spot cleans, but I'll leave it pretty much essentially intact, undisturbed, because, again, I'll show you other things in there that basically the habits and the patterns that the snakes create in these tubs. You'll see the trails they leave, the little hiding spots where they have the depression where they sleep or hide underneath during the daytime underneath the car park or something like that. So I'll show some of that in the videos coming up here too. So moving on, here check this videos out of these isopods.
You've been here at the Malagasy giant hog females enclosure here. You can see what's set up here basically. See some isopods in here, I think. Oh, that's right by the poop area. Some dairy cows over there. Oh, there's no dairy cows, they're just running around. There's the giant hog female is hissing at me. He doesn't have the best of temperaments, but anyways, you can kind of sort of see what it's like. It's just basically peat moss. I had some moss at some time. I just threw some in there. Leaf that I use bamboo leaves from the Asian store. I use oak leaves. Branches collected where it's safe, and we don't completely treat it. We sanitize it. And we get main debris off. I don't bake it and stuff like that because it's pretty much, it still has to be bioactive to a certain degree anyways. So there you go. This is my Malagasy cat-eye snakes tubs, pairs in there for the season. And oh, what is that? We have I think that's an Armadillo officinalis running away. Oh, another dairy cow hanging out over there. It's kind of neat. Not dairy cow in that corner over there. They have their little select hidey holes. The snakes are usually in these areas. You can see trackways if we have the preferred spots. Some of you might remember these are the guys that also laid in the tub without a lay box for me too. So
there you guys have seen some examples of the isopods I use, how the snakes are sort of set up. You kind of have an idea there also. And I'm going to show a few videos next about the natural behaviors that I observe with my snakes. I actually see them lots of times, like, you know how people keep Kenyan sand bowlers? They're one of the easiest snakes to set up. In that sense, you just give them sand, right? Because they'll find a spot based on the heat where they want to be in the sand, and they'll just sit in this ambush. Pretty much anyone in the sand is ambush for them, right? With these guys, they gotta get a little bit more innovative, and you gotta give them more things for them to hide in. So I'll see similar situation, just like a Kenyan sand bowl, sitting there with his head up there, and the rest of the body hidden away somewhere else. My king snakes, laying in ambush. And man, I tell you, those guys, I mean, king snakes hit food hard. They've never hit food that hard. When every time I catch a tub with a snake already in ambush position, a lot of times sometimes it gets tricky. I gotta open the tub and figure out where is this snake in here, which makes it really cool and interactive, guys, to a different degree. Like, you know, especially you guys that are field herpers, you know, the whole hunt of like, ooh, opening this and checking out where the snake is. You get a little bit of that when you actually open these tubs and they look at it. So it's really, really cool. Like, you get to enjoy it at your animals. That's what it comes down to. You know, it's good for them, it's good for you. Anyways, don't want to ramble on again. I'll show you a few videos here about how they actually create tracks and stuff and where they sit in the tubs and how it's set up generally.
Everglades rat here, you know, she kind of has a mood sometimes. Oh, hey sweetheart, what you up to? So you can kind of see, like, she's positioned there and she's not flipping out, she's not flailing around, she's got her own spot. I don't want to see if I pull her out into the dark, out of the darkness that she's found secure and she might spook, but for the most part, she's pretty good. Hey, you know, let me Let's catch a... Do you have anything underneath here? We see. I want to show the trackway she's made. I don't think you can see these depressions in there. That's where she's nestled in. It's pretty dark. But let's see. We're going to show that. See, you can see that kind of a pathway she's created from underneath. So you know, it just makes them feel that much more secure too. And I can see, you know, she's retreated back. Show the rest of it. But I mean, you do have to be realistic with the size of the tub you're trying to achieve this in, the size of the animal. You can't put, you know, just a 6-foot animal into a tub like this and expect it to work for you. Then you got to go to cages. So I have time to do this without getting eaten by a Florida king. Oh, hey buddy. Yeah, they're eating. I can see in the shed. So this time I didn't really use much for branches in here because I must have run out. I kind of try to rotate them. When they get moldy, I do switch the branches out. But I wanted to show this tub here because you can kind of see an actual trackway. There's an isopod in there here too, running around. I just saw it here. Oh look, there's a, what do we have here? This is a zebra. It's a maculatum. Right, I think zebras and maculatum. Oh, what else do we have here? Oh, we got more in there. Those are dwarf whites, I think. But anyway, so yeah, you can kind of see it's not. Sometimes it's not always the most appealing, but it makes. They make their own natural trackways, and that they use pathways, and you can see where the depression is and stuff, and where they're kind of flattened down, where they move, and he's obviously created this little ledge here. I don't know if you guys can see it. I'll put it out. He's kind of created that ledge for himself. So these guys are just as they are. You know, you see that little bit of urate. That's what I kind of do is my spot cleaning once a week. I'll just pick up that little bit like that, and otherwise the isopods seem to do a half decent job. There you go. I'm gonna peep in on my African mold snakes cage here. I'm just checking out. It's hanging out in his back corner. He prefers, and so you can see these natural trackways. I just threw a bunch of cork bark in there. He didn't have too much of enough isopods, so I have to clean his cage a little bit more often. But let me see if we get the lighting. You can see that trackway is made, you know, just from traveling. It's kind of really neat to see how they've got those things set up like that in their own home range, so to speak.
So there you have it, guys. Basically what I like to try to get my snakes tubs looking like. Some of them, sometimes I'll pull a branch out or two because it's moldy. I haven't replaced it yet. You'll see that one king snake in there. It's not completely set up, but it still creates that environment of having that sense of being hypnotactic animals and being able to feel that surrounding. People who keep black pythons will actually tell you the same thing too. Actually, they have like that feeling of dirt right along their sides. You like to be buried just that little bit in that dirt. It's just interesting behaviors to get that full around experience with the animal is what we're going for here. So, I mean, the 3 main reasons why I do this is one, first and foremost, is the stress level of my animals. They just behave more relaxed. They're not tail rattling. They're like, oh my god, you're exposing me to the elements as soon as you open it up out. They're aesthetically pleasing. It's awesome. I mean, it just looks great. You're seeing the natural behaviors in a naturalized, not completely natural, naturalized setting. So it brings out more layers for you to enjoy. And at the end of the day is, we can always do better by animals. You guys know me. It's always what's good for the animal. Put everything else aside. Put your ego aside. Put what you think you know aside. Try it out. Give this shot, guys. I don't want to be preachy. I'm not trying to create a movement. There's quite a few people actually do this already. Go on those forums, groups, and find out there's other ways also. But just keep thinking about what you can do for the animals and do better by them. Thank you for watching this far. By the way, if you guys have been checking out the tunage all this time, the killer stuff that you've been listening to has been brought to you by Crimson Caliber, some hometown boys of mine. And let me use the track here. I want to do this to help exposure for independent artists out there. I have a lot of if you're into metal, come on, let's just support. Check out the links below. These bands, these are thirsty bands just to produce that extra exposure. And it's just great music anyways, and why not have it as a soundtrack? Why the hell not, right? So anyways, check them out, Crimson Caliber, repping the merge too. Thanks guys for it. My previous video too, in episode 2, The Snakes is Sleeping, I featured Saddle Region in there and played a few songs out of their recent EP. Check those guys out, and too, if you're really into trying to test metal, check them out too. They're killer. Just check it out. Just if you're into metal, just give it a listen anyways. And in the meantime, thank you guys so much for tuning in so long and putting up my ramblings about what I do. I'll try to do these videos as often as I can and keep up with this. And again, as always, you guys, if you have any suggestions at all, please leave in a comment below. Message me what it is. Let's talk. Thanks for hanging out with me. It's been a slice. This has been Van in case of from Canadian Ophidiophile.